What's this, you say? This, my friends, is a landing pad on a picnic table because our camping trip has officially started. Oh, it's true. We ain't in Florida anymore. Well, guys, it's official. We started our camping trip called our Family Circle camping trip for the summer of 2025, and we're in for a lot of fun. Now, we left Florida yesterday, which was April 21st. Today's April 22nd. We showed up here at Savannah, Georgia at a campground called CreekFire RV Resort. Now, you know us, we're country folk, we're hillbillies, so we normally like to stay at state parks and things, but you can't fly drones in state parks, so what fun is that? So we decided to stay here. We'll give you a little bit of walk around about the park and tell you what it's all about, because this is a nice place. Well, this is our campsite setup. We're in site number 2. There's Areola, the truck, and there's our camper. Christy's inside right now. There's a guy on an e-bike. That thing's fast. Yeah, what stop sign? Anyway, guys, this is what the campsite looks like. It's not very big, but you don't come to these places for the big, I guess, parking spots. You come to these places for all the amenities that are out there. They got a swimming pool, hot tub. They got this thing called a lazy river. I'm telling you what, this place is decked out. And the staff's been top notch. They've helped me with every problem that I've had. And you know me, I've got problems. Well, we've got a bunch of fun stuff planned for this summer. We've got a bunch of different campgrounds to go. We do have a couple of state parks that we're gonna go to, but we've also got some places that we're going to family members' houses where we're gonna be doing what they call mooch docking. A lot of you guys know what that is, but you're not here for the camping stuff. I know you're here for the drone stuff. So what's today's video about? Well, guess what, guys? I screwed up again on one of our tests. So we're gonna revisit the test that we've already done, and hopefully we're gonna get some different results. Now, if you remember, and I know most of you do, we did a video a few weeks ago where I logged out of the DJI Fly app when I flew Dwight, our DJI Mini 4 Pro, and I flew Rose, our Mini 2. And I wanted to see if there were some restrictions on height and distance, like limitations, if you're flying while you're logged out. Well, the way that I did the test, of course I was wrong, but the way that I did the test, I didn't have any limitations. I was able to go out my 1,500 feet normal flight. I was able to go up as high as I wanted to. I had no restrictions at all. But I was told that I did it incorrectly and I needed to try it again. So we got a comment from a viewer named Alan Shattuck. Alan says, your conclusion is flawed. That's a big shocker, Alan. He says the conclusion that he's talking about is you can fly unrestricted while logged out. And he said, here's why. The test failed because after logging out of your test, you didn't shut the drone down and restart. Try a startup while logged out and you'll get a different result. You had already started the drone while logged in, so no limitations. If you start up while logged out, you will have the limitation. It's an anti-theft feature. I didn't know that. So I really appreciate Alan going through the time to leave the comment and to explain what the purpose of this whole setup is. I didn't know that there was I guess there's always a purpose for what DJI does, but he nailed it down on what it was for. It's an anti-theft feature. Very cool stuff. Well, anyway, I think it's time for me to go inside, get Dwight and Rose, because yeah, we're gonna fly both drones today, and we're gonna do 2 flights. We're gonna see if Alan is right. I have a feeling he is. That was scary. Oh, I want to show you guys this too. I want to go to the Air Data app and show you the weather, of course, where we're at. So right now, the weather seems like it's fine. We don't have a lot of wind gusts or anything, but it says the sats are a little bit low. So that might be a little bit concerning. But what I really want to show you is the airspace here. I'm going to click over to the airspace tab on the bottom here and look at this. It says right now we're okay to fly in the location that we're at. Okay, so that's where we are. I'm going to zoom in just a little bit and show you exactly where we are. We are in site number 2, which is about right there. Well, I guess that was right. Yeah, that's close enough. So anyway, going down to the section where it's got all of our notifications and warnings and things, it says there's a DoD UAS flight restriction 0.8 miles that way. And then it also says there's a special use restricted area 1.5 miles that way. I don't know what way that is. I think that's east. So we could be really close to we are really close to these areas. So I got to be very, very careful about what I'm doing today. So I've got to keep my wits about me. But let me zoom out and show you exactly what they're talking about. So the blue flag there is the campground. Well, over to the east, I guess that's to the west. Christy would have known. But over to the west there, that's those restricted areas. So as long as I fly south, well, I guess I could fly a little bit southeast because I need to go over here to this pond because we always have to fly over water. And that's, I think that's like I think that's like 15 or 1,600 feet away. So if I fly directly toward that pond, we should be okay and we should be able to stay out of the restricted area. But guys, that's a good example of how handy this air data app is. Not only does it have the weather, but it's also going to tell you if you're going to be in a restricted area. So you can check for restrictions, you can check for any of that stuff. And just like that, Rose and Jack are out here. It's magic. All right, well, I do want to fly Dwight first, so I need to get the controller turned on. Oh, I need to open Dwight's legs up to get him powered up. I want to fly Dwight first. I don't really know why, but I just want to fly Dwight first. Are you awake? There he is, he's awake. I'm gonna set him right down here for just a second while I get this controller set up. Okay, I got the home point updated, I got the screen recording going. Everything seems like it's in order here. Now what I wanna do here is I wanna make sure that I'm on Wi-Fi because I'm connected to the camper's Wi-Fi, I believe. Let me just pull this down and double check and make sure, because that's the only way, remember, that we're gonna be able to log out here. So am I on the camper's Wi-Fi? Yep, I'm logged on to the Wi-Fi, so that's good. Let me get back to the main, whoops, let me get back to the main screen. Yeah, I think we're all set. I'm gonna get Dwight put over on the landing pad on the picnic table. He's gonna have a smaller target today, so I gotta be really careful. Plus, the area here is a little bit, well, it's not really tight because there's no tall trees, but there's a camper there, there's a camper here, and there's a couple of trees over there. So, Dwight, you got your work cut out for you today, buddy. All right, Dwight, remember, that's your home, and we're gonna get you back. Well, look at the view that Dwight has. Well, right now we're logged in and we already know that Dwight will fly unrestricted when he's logged in. So I'm gonna go back over here to the screen and I'm gonna go hit that arrow, go over to profile, and it says right now we're the Roberts, we're logged in. So I'm gonna go to settings, scroll down, and I'm gonna log out. Are you sure you wanna log out? I'm gonna confirm that. So now we are officially logged out. This might not be the smartest test that we do in this location, but you know what? We got to get it done, right? Well, I'm back to sitting in my comfy chair, and we've got the camera on Dwight, so let me get the sticks pinched together. Yep, he's starting up, and we'll get him lifted up just a few feet, or a couple feet. Let him sit there and hover for just a second. Look how solid he is. It's not very windy, but there is a few gusts coming through. So I'm gonna raise him up his 22 feet like I'm supposed to so we can get his precision landing spot. Come on, Dwight, go up a little bit higher. All right, so he's at 23 feet, give or take. That over there is where all the amenities are. And straight ahead, this way, I believe is where that big pond is. So we're just gonna try to raise up like 150 feet, and we're gonna go out, hopefully 1,500 feet and see if we have any limitations. I don't believe we're gonna have any limitations on this flight because we didn't have any limitations on the flight before. So we shouldn't have any issues with this one, because that would defeat the whole purpose of this flight test, right? All right, so there's the pond over there to the right. So I'm at 150 feet up, so it doesn't look like we have any height restrictions. So let me point over here towards the lake, and we'll just fly straight out towards the lake here, and we're in normal mode, and we'll see if we have any limitations. Now, we're already 250 feet out, and we've still got no issues. You know, we've got 23 satellites. Got a full bar of signal. It says the account's not logged in the upper left-hand corner still. We are 750 feet out. I'm gonna raise up to 200 feet. We're over top of the water. I have no distance or height. If I had a limitation, it would have kicked in by now, right? I mean, and I don't even see a geozone warning popping up saying that there's one close by that DJI doesn't enforce. But look at this, we're 1,500 feet out, almost. We're out to our limit that we've got set. I'm gonna swing back over here and show you where the park is. We're 230 feet out. Look at this, look at the view of the park here, that's awesome. That right there is a nice picture. I'm gonna go ahead and take a picture of that. How about that? That could be our thumbnail. Okay, so I'm gonna go back to the camera thing here, and I'm gonna record the return to home flight. You just hit record. And I'm gonna hit, let me pull in front of the camera here. I'm gonna hit the return to home button, and he's gonna get his green line, and he's gonna start coming home. And we're gonna see how close he is to this home point. Now I'm gonna keep my thumb on this return to home button, so if he's not close enough, I can cancel it. All right, so he's turned himself around. It looks like he's off the table just a hair. But is he gonna align himself with that landing pad? Doesn't look like he's gonna do it, guys. Or is he? This is gonna be close. Very, very close. Wow, it looks like he lined himself up. Let me go to the GoPro and make sure that he's gonna land right on this landing pad. This is gonna be a cool landing. Man, he's good. There's a camper leaving. Check that out. He sure is. You did it, buddy. Man, that was good. He's a good little drone. Well, now it's time to reboot Dwight and see if he's still gonna be able to have no limitations. So let me shut him down, bring him back up, and see what happens. All right, Dwight, you ready for your temporary nap here? I'm just gonna shut you down. We're gonna watch your screen go black and white. Is it gonna go black and white? Yep, black and white. We're gonna wait for just a second or two, then we're gonna turn them back on. I don't know if I have to reboot the Fly app necessarily, but I'm gonna reboot Dwight and see what happens. So let me get him turned back on. Actually, this might be part B of this test. Does it require him to be rebooted, or does it require the Fly app to be rebooted? Okay, the home point's been updated. It says account not logged in. I got a weird message there for a second. It said unable to take off, compass calibration required, but then that message went away and account not logged in came back up. I don't know, maybe we don't have any restrictions, I'm not sure. Well, I'm almost back in my comfortable chair again, but I'm gonna pull the sticks together here and see if we can get Dwight to start. Yeah, we got Dwight started. She said take off, so I think that's an order. Let me just raise him up a little bit, let him hover there for just a second. Home point's been updated. This is the moment of truth, guys. I'm just gonna raise up to 22 feet so we can get that home point locked in again, because that was important, you know? I don't think he would have, yeah, Rose isn't gonna be able to do that. I think it's gonna be a problem for her. Let me turn this way just a hair. I think we've hovered there long enough. It doesn't say anything about restrictions on the screen. So let me raise him up, see if we can go above 50 feet. Yeah, we can go above 50 feet. We don't have that limitation. It says max altitude reached of 97 feet. Log in, what does that say? Log in or go to real name authentication. Guys, we've got limitations. I really wasn't expecting that. Let me fly forward and see what he does, see how far out forward he can go. So we've got as high as we can go. 100 feet's not that high, and some of these people that are in these areas might not be too happy. Flight distance restricted, log in or complete real name authentication. Well, I guess it works. I guess he was right. Let me hit return to home and see if he's gonna return to home, or if he might be too close. So I guess I gotta hold the button down. All right, so he's turning around now, and he's got his green line. Look at that green line. He's really he's really got a weird path going there. That's kind of cool though. That reminds me of Gary Sumner. You guys remember Gary Sumner, right? All right, let's get him home here. He's right above us right now. He should be pulling his camera. Yep, there he goes. Let's see how close he is to this landing spot. He's again off the table, but he's closer this time than he was the last time. So he's coming down straight towards the table. He's adjusting himself. He's right again in the middle of that pad. Look at those airplanes right above Dwight, those big airplanes. Holy crap. I don't know if you can see that on the GoPro or not. All right, back to Dwight. He's pulled his gimbal up and now he's starting to land. Let's see how perfect he is on this landing. You go, buddy. There you go. Good deal. Well, I was wrong. Well, guys, there we have it. The proof is in the pudding, as everybody always says. I still don't know where that saying come from, but it's out there. Anyway, Dwight did a fantastic job. I need to get him logged back in one of these days, though, so I can actually give him a real good flight. But I think it's time. Do we really want to fly Rose today? Yeah, I think we do. We're just going to do one flight with Rose, so let me get her all booted up, and we'll see if she has these same restrictions that Dwight has. Now, we don't want to leave the Mini 2 crowd out of the loop, right? So we got Rose, our DJI Mini 2. So let me get her controller turned on here, and we'll get her all set up, and we'll get her ready to go. See if she's got these same limitations. Just need to turn her over. When she's starting up, I'm gonna go put her on the landing pad. Rose, if anybody can beat these restrictions, I know you can. You're old school. Now, isn't that just a good looking drone? Rose, you sure are pretty. All right, I got the controller turned on, I got the phone on and everything. Now, one cool thing about this is this phone normally doesn't have Wi-Fi, it doesn't have service, but I've got it connected to the Wi-Fi in the camper. And when I booted everything up, it was already connected to Wi-Fi. So go over to Go Fly, and you'll see that Rose already has her account logged out. So if we have limitations, we're gonna have limitations on this flight. I don't have to relog in and reboot her or anything. I think we're all set. So let me go ahead and get the camera turned around so you can see Rose take off. Now I've got a feeling I'm gonna have to intervene with her landing, but we're gonna give her a chance. All right, let me pinch her sticks together. We got our motors going. We'll just get her raised up in the air just a couple of feet. We'll let her sit there and hover and get her bearings. Again, it still says account not logged in. I wonder if we can check the height if I go to the 3 dots. Return to home altitude and all that stuff is, yeah, everything's still set normal. So let me see if I can raise her up past the 100-foot mark. This is kind of a scary situation because she doesn't have obstacle avoidance. So her return to home flight, if she doesn't have the height, she could run into a tree. Yep, flight altitude restricted, log in or go to real-time authentication. Let's do this. Let's fly over, whoa, max altitude reached. Let's fly over to the pool, see if we can even get close to it. Let me just fly straight forward here and see. Now it's not that high, so hopefully these people don't think I'm spying on them, but right over there is that lazy river I was talking about. I'm gonna be getting in that thing sometime today. That's pretty cool though. So that's as far as I can go. I've already hit my restrictions. So I'm just gonna turn her around and I guess I'll just face the camper and hit return to home and see if she can, man, that's it. That wasn't very far. 150 feet out, 160 feet out and 100 feet high. Pretty good limitations. Let me pull the gimbal down so I can see the camper. There we go. Look how far away we are. Yeah, we made it a long ways. Let me hit return to home and see what she does. It's not a long trip, so it shouldn't take too awful long, and there's no trees between us and her, so. However, she is gonna not hit that table, I can almost guarantee it. So I'm gonna keep my thumb on that button, and we're gonna stop it from happening. We're gonna stop Rose from crashing and burning. All right, Rose, come on down. See what you got. Are you landing yet? Yep, she's already started her landing, or her descent. So that doesn't look too bad in the camera, or on her camera as far as where her crosshair is. So she might hit the table. She might not. She's going to be off the pad, but is she going to hit the table? That's the main question. So let's go here to the GoPro. Oh, there we go. Let's go to the GoPro and see where she's at. Oh, she come down fast. I just walked into the table. It looks to me like she's going to be okay. Oh, it says iPhone not activated. What does that say? I don't care. Ignore that. Area under aircraft unsuitable for landing. Well, apparently she knows better than I do, which is usually the case. All right, let's get her lower. And we'll come this way and straight forward, and we're gonna land her. Good job, Rose. I'm very, very proud of you. All right, guys, there we have it. 2 different drones, 2 different videos, 2 different results. So I gotta thank, what's his name? Alan? All right, guys, well, there we have it. We got 2 different drones, we got 2 different test flight videos, and we've got 2 different results. So I gotta thank Alan for sending me the comment and giving me the heads up on this. We finally have the restrictions that everybody else has, so guess what? We ain't special. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. Have a great week. God bless. And we'll see you from another campground next week.